Guys, so today I will be sharing another variation of dream cake. This time we're going to make Mocha Dream Cake. And this is the finished product of what we're going to make today. So if you want to learn how to make this, just keep on watching. This is really good. Now for the ingredients, we need 1.5 tablespoon of butter, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/3 cup plus 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1.5 tablespoon of instant coffee, 3 tablespoons of corn flour cornstarch, 3 egg yolks, 2 cups of fresh milk, and 1/2 cup of cream. So in a pot, we're going to combine the sugar, the instant coffee, the corn flour cornstarch, the salt. Give this a quick mix. So this we're going to add the 2 cups of milk while whisking continuously. Now we're going to add the 3 egg yolks. Finally, the cream. Now we're going to move into a stove with the heat setting medium to low heat, and then we're going to continuously stir this until the pudding or the dough thickens up. So remember to keep on stirring because we don't want the eggs to curdle. And this has now thickened up. We're going to take this out of the heat. Add the vanilla and the butter while the pudding is still hot. So once you take this out of the heat, immediately add the vanilla and the butter. Now transfer this into a heat-proof bowl. Cover with cling wrap. Make sure that the cling wrap is touching the surface of the pudding. And then we will put this in the fridge while we move on. For the chocolate ganache, we need 200 ml of cream and 120 grams of dark baking chocolate. Just combine the 2 ingredients together. So just melt this in the microwave for about 40 seconds. So once it's all melted, we're going to put this in the fridge to cool down. For the cake, we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. This is 1 teaspoon of Dutch processed cocoa powder, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of instant coffee, 7 egg yolks, 3/4 cup of sugar, 2.5 cups of cake flour, 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 cup of fresh milk. So to begin, combine the fresh milk and the coffee. Give it a mix and then set this aside. Combine the egg yolks and the sugar. Give this a whisk. Add the vanilla. Then continue whisking this until the egg yolks and sugar turns into light pale yellow. Just like this. Now we can add the milk and coffee mixture. Add the oil. To this, we're going to sift in the flour, cocoa powder, salt, baking powder, then just lightly mix the cake batter until it is well combined. I use folding method to mix this batter. Set this aside while we move on to the meringue. For the meringue, we need 7 egg whites, half a teaspoon of cream of tartar, and 3/4 cup of sugar. So begin beating the egg whites in high speed. Once it is frothy, we can add the cream of tartar. Then gradually add the sugar. Once the sugar is all in, continue beating until you reach stiff peak stage. Just like this. Now we're going to combine the meringue and the coffee cake batter in 3 additions using the folding method. So remember not to overmix this. And this is the last addition of the meringue. Remember to preheat your oven at 170 degrees Celsius. So this is now ready. We're going to divide this into 4 cake pans. The gold ones are 9 inches and the silver one is 8 inches. So just divide this equally. Make sure not to make the cake too high because this will expand while baking. You need room to put in the goo. Give it a tap before baking. Then we're going to bake this in a preheated oven at 170 degrees Celsius for about 22 to 25 minutes. And this is what it looks like after baking. Now let this cool down completely. Meanwhile, I'm going to melt about 180 grams of dark baking chocolate. I have a circle in here which is the diameter of the tin that we use to bake the cake. Then let this set completely. Now the cake has cooled down, I'm going to add the ganache. My ganache is not yet set, but this will do. This will thicken as it cools down more. So add the ganache. Just a thin layer. Using a spatula, spread this evenly. Now just mix the coffee goo again and divide this into 3. Make sure to put generous amount of the goo. Now it's time to put the chocolate shards. And then we will put this in the fridge for a while. while we make the chocolate shavings. So I have milk chocolate here. I'm grating, but to be honest, I don't like the end look of this on the cake, so you can skip this part. So here is the chocolate shaving I'm adding on top of the chocolate shards. Again, this is optional. Then I put this back in the fridge for at least an hour before trying to consume this. And this is the finished product. So you can see the layers of the cake. You've got the cake, the ganache, the goo, and the chocolate shards. This is so good. I can guarantee that you're gonna love this. You can really taste the coffee flavor and the creaminess of the cake. So I hope you give this a try. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you again, and see you next week. Bye!